Hey guys, I just wanted to figure out some other stuff that's going on in patch 5.2, so we're going to do TOK, but first off there's World Boss. It's in a few minutes. Just going to note a couple things. I did sort my bags, which is such a relief. I didn't do the treasure inventory ones, but at least the main inventory is done. But one thing, I was told that, this is going to be really sad if it turns out not to be true, but that all of the stoves and hammers now stack up to 10,000. So that should be good. Let's look at this before. Okay, that's great. So I'm going to save a ton of space. I have so many of these materials. It's horrific. So let's look at these. So I probably will still send them to mail, but at least it won't take up, 2 pages of mail. So there we go. So that should save people a lot of space. So that's a good addition. I don't know if there are any other things that previously don't. Maybe gold sacks, I don't know, but if you guys know of any other things that are newly able to stack to 10,000, you should share it around, and maybe Cosmos and I can post it on the blog or something. So otherwise, gonna get into World Boss. I'm all set up with my Wind Ranger. So for World Boss, I just use Cursed Arrow. Why won't it show me if I hover over the skill that way? Okay, I don't know why it's not letting me hover over the skill and show it, but it deals a bit of damage, and then the big part is that it debuffs your target to take 40% more damage for 2 turns, and then I also use a Delphic, just whatever, it's not a huge deal, but it's something. So we're gonna see now if the U-Demon damage still counts. They did say in the patch notes that the calculation for the World Boss gold is going to be different now, so not totally sure what that means, but we'll find out. So here, let me grab a milk, and I guess I can do an intel pot. No, forget it. That thing barely does anything. And maybe a crit scroll tool. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So previously, I would get about 4.5. Oh, I hate this boss. Oh, I forgot the Christmas stuff. I was just talking about it in the other video, and I forgot. It's just so ridiculous. Anyway, so we have the Christmas boss. So previously, there were some adjustments so that U-Demon damage would count. And so in this first round, I would usually, in the class round, I'll get between 4.5 million and 5 million gold and Daru. And in the Sylph round, I'll probably get 6 million or so. As long as everything crits, which is, no guarantee. There we go. Double hits are looking good. We probably can get one more here. Yep. Let's see how we did. Okay, so I got 5.2 million there, which is not totally impossible for me. I might have crit well, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of sample points here. So it's going to be hard to tell, but no huge difference yet. This is not an impossible number for me. It is higher than what I usually get, but maybe we'll see for I can probably get one more hero round in after this. Actually, I'm probably not going to get a full one. This one's going so fast. Let's see here. Rune. Awaken. Short Circuit. And I'm going to double hit Jupiter's Wrath and Shock Chain. And go to Flash Storm. Wow, it's not working for any of the skills, so Flash Storm, Rune. I can't hover over any of the skills and see the description, so maybe I just need to refresh. I don't know what's going on with that. So here, sometimes it double hits, but more likely I'm going to do the Delphic, and then it'll double hit Short Circuit. Alright, so I'm gonna, to try and get another full round, I'm gonna try and use some bound balance to get in there quickly. Usually I don't even bother with these because I don't really want to slurp up gold from my server. Sometimes I'll do it, but it's not, I'm not above bailing world boss, but usually I won't. There's no way I'm gonna get a full round. This thing is disappearing. Maybe I'll try again in a later world boss, which tends to be less busy. So I usually can get 4 rounds in the last one, but this one is, well, I messed up my rotation, but it should be about equivalent. Okay, so there's no way I can tell from there, but I wasn't done with my rotation. I had 2 skills to go, and it gave me 4.6 million gold. So I'm starting to think, okay, I didn't see the Sylph round. Let's see here, my numbers. So the Sylph round was around 6 million, which, yeah, so it's the margin of error, or not error, but like the range of what my rounds can be looks about right. Maybe a tad bit better, but the Sylph round, I'll have to check for crits. If you saw a lot of crits and it was my Sylph round, then it's about right. I mean, my Sylph round can go as low as like 5.5 million if I'm not critting, and as high as 7 million or so if I am critting, so I'm not totally sure there. But anyway, so I'll test it out. Maybe I'll wait. I'm not totally sure about the next world boss, but we'll see. So that's it. I don't think there's huge changes to world boss. It's not like, oh, they're not counting the U-Demon gold. I think if anything, they're going to make the gold income better than it is than worse, because people are complaining so much about their gold income. So you know, with the events and everything, so one thing, so this not this one, but like the Sylph upgrade is now 200k gold per 20 upgrades. So things like that. I've seen some of the other previews for the events, like I think the Mount Refining one also gives a lot more gold. So they're trying to get you more gold income through the events rather than just increasing your gold income from some standard thing. So definitely hoarding all your materials is that much more important. I mean, it was important before because it's a huge source of your gold income, but you really can't let up. You can't do anything early. Don't even use, like, people are using Advanced Mahra a lot outside of events because they say, oh, well, there's no event for Advanced Mahra. But Advanced Mahra still counts towards a regular self-upgrade event, and so that's gold income, so you're losing gold if you do things early. So absolutely just save for events and everything. That's really, really critical. So other than that, we'll go check out TOK, and I think that's probably it for the first look. TOK is going to be really clear about whether or not things with the hide other objects button are still crazy or not. So one thing I wanted to note before I finish up this video with the TOK footage, it's actually the day after, but I noticed this yesterday, and I just wanted to show that I think it's possible now maybe to merge the Sylph with bound balance. So there's this one-click merge button which seems new, and so it's offering me you can spend 94,800 balance to merge these 2 Sylphs into a Freya. And it says specifies it's a magic attack Sylph, and selected Sylphs will be merged while level stats remain unchanged. And so here there's an option to use bound balance, which is great. So I'm glad that they're changing that. I don't have the bound balance for this. I guess I could recharge and maybe get close, but anyway. And so here I don't have enough materials to be able to see, but if somebody does have the materials for this and knows if you can merge them with normally with bound balance, that would be interesting. So one thing I noted, so I wasn't, I mean, this cost seems so arbitrary, right? Like, who's like, oh yeah, you know what, we should make the price 94,800 bound balance for all the materials. So I figured there must be some way to change that amount, because it just seems too odd. So, so if I go over here and I get rid of all all my materials that are relevant to making Freya, and I go over to that merge option again, and I try to make it. So now it's 170,000 bound balance. So each of these materials is actually worth a lot. But this at least gives me hope. You know, do I see a free player saving up 60,000 bound balance? Probably not. But what I'm thinking is that you collect up all the materials needed, that this one-click merge price probably goes to 60,000 or just over 60,000. Maybe in order to use bound balance, the cost is a little bit higher. But this is an option for people, and as you get more patient, the cost of materials will go down. You'll either be able to, you know, use free chests to get some of these materials and slowly build them up, or a lot of the time the online bonuses they usually give 1 or 2 types of these emblems, and then 10 of these sun cores and blasts of sun each day. And so if you're really, really patient, I mean, the materials that I have so far, so these guys, so all of this stuff has been free. I got some of it because I had a lot of wands for that sacred tree thing. So that maybe is not reflective of something every player can get, but otherwise all my materials have been just whatever the game gives automatically, just from online bonuses and stuff. So I mean, it's doable. I think these wind and water emblems are, I'm very close if I wanted to make a Freya, and the bound balance I would be close, and then sun cores and blasts of sun are cheaper as far as the exchanges go than the emblems are. So this is actually something I'm starting to think about, if I'm just going to, you know, as I recharge over the months or whatever, and if I build up enough bound balance, I might be willing to give up paying for will crystals in the wild shop in order to save up enough bound balance to make a merge sylph. So for sure, I mean, even if the cost is you know, 70,000 bound balance instead of 60,000 real balance, I'm slightly more encouraged to do it, just because bound balance, I mean, real balance, I would much rather use them on things like trying to go for mounts and stuff like that, so, I don't know. So this is really making me reprioritize, you know, what I'm going to be doing with my bound balance, and so yeah, so that's something to think about. We previously knew that you could, use bound balance on the skills now, so the skills aren't limited to real balance anymore, and so now I think they've opened it up, the regular merges, to bound balance as well. So that's very good, and just something I wanted to note. Alright, so now getting into TOK, I've pretty much done everything that I can to lag myself, so I just want to test the hide other objects button to see if it's really going to misbehave still. TOK is definitely the place where it triggers really easily because of the lag. So previously, if there was any hint of lag, the game would immediately put you into hide other objects mode, which is what caused so many bugs and so many problems, and really drove me crazy. So I have all the tunes set up with a wind sylph and rangers that have bleeds on them, and so we can get going. So just to show you, on 3 tunes, I have Tiny Mighty on the background, everything. So I have lots of stuff up, and so it should cause lots of problems for me. So for me, I need a lot going on my computer to really lag that badly. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm all set up. Tell Shock that I'm ready. And we're off to the races. So from what I've heard is that it's not that much easier. The problem being that even though they made it harder for people to die, okay, so I'm immediately in okay, so turn off hide other objects there. Any improvement? Okay, so it does turn off. I'm paying attention to the hide other objects more than I am to the game. Okay, let's get some AoEs out. Queenie has a darn Frigga on, so this might be a little bit more difficult. Hopefully we can just kill her before anything big happens. Probably because I was dawdling. That's not going to happen this time. Get everybody into Sylph mode. before she can use another skill and go into Sylph mode and use the heal. For whatever reason, the water sylphs, the Friggas and everything, they always immediately use the heal. So I'm not seeing a really big difference. I mean, we're still losing health, which we always did before. You know, they hit pretty hard. So, I'm not totally gathering what the big deal is. Please don't get to that stupid heal. Please. Please. At least some of them should die before she gets there. And she got to it. Darn it. She at least can't get to the bubble because Shock Steal went off. Okay. Well, I can run through this. I don't really think there's a huge difference, so I think it's going to be about the same difficulty level. So I'll go through it, but at least from my observation, you guys, I don't think there's a huge difference. So that's disappointing. This is a real problem for people. You know, TOK is really important. It gives a lot of mount whips and things, so this is definitely something they need to work on because at the moment it's not level appropriate. You know, level 80 players of a certain BR should be at least able to do, I mean, normal at a minimum, and then at least, you know, a few levels of hard. And then class advanced players that are, you know, over 3 million BR should be able to beat Nightmare. So anyway, so yeah, not great on the game's part as far as this goes, but hopefully people will complain enough and they'll adjust it in the future. As far as the hide other objects button, it looks like it's not bugging as much, so that is very, very good. I hope that it keeps up, because I am lagging here, so usually this hide other objects would have long turned on by now. Oh, and probably should also mention that the crit clouds are still terrible. I don't know if they said they would fix those. I thought I saw something about, oh, do something about the crits, but that doesn't look like it's improved at all. Alright, well, that was informative. This homeowner thing. I don't know why, like, you need to be informed of who made the room by calling them the homeowner, but the game did that. Other stuff that I've noticed is just, where is it? The guild thing. Go to the altar, so they've changed the altar a little bit. I did one spin here, and I got 6 bound Balin, so maybe it's better or worse, I'm not totally sure. Some potions and things, but anyway, so that you don't have to look at any spinning, even though they still call it spin all. So the rewards here, it doesn't, I mean, a lot of pots and things. I can't tell any difference. I hardly ever did this in the first place. So anyway, so little adjustments there, and that's all I've got for now. Well, there's the henna lab, which I don't know what's going on here. It says it's ripened, but I still haven't been able to grab any of it. So actually you can just make one of these and dismantle it and get the first quest, but since I went through all the trouble of waiting for this thing, I'm not going to dismantle it now. So yeah, there are some little things there, but I would actually do the shorter ones. I didn't really think about it before. I was like, oh, I'll just do it. But if you do the 1 hour ones, you can go off and like do other stuff and come back and hopefully get them and clear through the quest a lot faster. So that's something to consider. So the experts are like, I don't know, wake up, get the expert, go to work, come back, and then it's pretty much ready. So yeah. But as far as everything goes, you know, I think at the end of this video, I've realized that as far as the lag stuff, I haven't noticed any improvement, but I haven't noticed it that much worse either. I mean, it's about par. I mean, TOK is always terrible. That's, you know, no change there. World boss income, I still can't tell what they did to recalculate that. I couldn't tell any difference. TOK difficulty, from everything I've heard, I mean, for us, it was almost identical. That the TOK felt exactly the same. We got hit just as hard, and we dealt just as much, and it was just as difficult as usual. From what I've heard from other players who have done like normal with other teams, that they last a few more hits, so they don't die as quickly, but it's still not enough as far as dealing damage, so they're still not killing quickly enough, and so yeah, they definitely need to adjust TOK, I mean, again, or something there. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, you guys. If there's anything else you guys want to see in the new patch or that you've noticed, let me know, and I can either just note it in the blog or on Facebook, or if it warrants, you know, doing another video, we'll check that out. So take care, you guys, and have a very good day.